Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Thursday, February 13th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple quick clarifications. Number one, this candlestick right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol KDLY, absolutely monster move today. Have a bit of a pullback here. But all in all, it's hanging in there, and let's just get a couple of key levels mapped out. One area right there, that trend line right there, got to think a lot of people are going to be putting that trend line into place or something very similar, and I make that comment because when a lot of people are watching the same levels and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movements, so definitely keep a close eye on that level right there. And then in terms of the bottom part of this pattern, we have this lower portion green for support. And then just to make the pattern easier to see, let me change it to one color. So we have our area of resistance. We have our support. We have the big upwards move right there. And then for you golfers out there, try to make it a little bit more visual. Put the golf foot on there. This would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because it's a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going to go upwards. But is it valid? Is it rational to think that if the price comes up here and breaks up through that level, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a valid scenario. So if you like this price range down below $5, you like bull pennant patterns, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one, TIVC, absolutely huge mover today in the world of penny stocks, and now some very well-defined levels. So to start off on this one, the key area of support moving forward, that trend line right there, just kind of measuring the consolidation and how there were a couple lows, and that low was slightly above that one. So you're getting into some higher lows, which is what's creating that uptrending trend line right there. And then at the same time, you have a nice well-defined area of resistance right there. So now you have basically an ascending triangle here that's starting to form. So we have the top part of the pattern right there. And then we have this upward slope right here. So getting higher and higher as time goes on. So it's just really a question of, can the price get a break up through that level right there? If it does, and if it's a high volume break, then no guarantees as always, but I think it's very valid to think that the price could very realistically get up there into the 70s, either high 60s, low 70s, and potentially do battle. Now, what happens at that point, your guess is as good as mine in terms of whether or not the price can break up through it. But just from a trading standpoint, again, it's got to be a higher volume break. Even if it's higher volume, still doesn't guarantee anything. But in my opinion, that shifts the odds, that much more to potentially going up there and retesting those highs right there. But all in all, anyway, look at it. Nice, healthy little consolidation here on lower volume. So we'll see if Thursday can bring another round of upside momentum. Next one here, XLO. Very nice mover and some very well-defined levels. So first key level that you got to think a lot of people will be watching is that trend line right there. Get that changed to green. And then in terms of the area of resistance, once again, this is a trend line that you got to think a lot of people have drawn. So there's no fancy skill on my part. That's not a great discovery. A lot of people have drawn that level. So now we have a good solid wedge formation. So more than valid to think that if the price can come up here and push up through there, that break in of itself could create additional buying pressure. So if you want to convert this into an overall pattern, again, we have our resistance, we have our support there. We have the nice upwards move right there, golf hole down here, another bull pennant pattern. So if you like bull pennants, you definitely have some choices here headed into Thursday. Next one here, CYN. So far, so good. What do I mean by that? Well, the level that we've been wanting to see hold, assuming you want to see some overall strength, is that area there at 0.119. And this morning got somewhat close to it down around here. But not only did that level hold, the purple line there also held strong. So these two key dynamics from a support standpoint are so far so good. They're holding strong. The price is respecting them. And that is definitely what you want to see. So preferably speaking, having the price stay above that purple line there would be best case scenario. But even if the price does fall below there, not the end of the world, because not that far away, you then have 0.119. So you'll want to keep a close eye on that. And then in terms of areas of resistance, again, going back to the what area do I think a lot of people have probably drawn and are now watching? I think a lot of people have connected those two dots and are now watching that resistance area right there. So you could get some sort of self-fulfilling prophecy breakout from that area. And if the price does break up through there, Then the next key area of resistance to keep a close eye on would be that pink line there, 200 period moving average, but one step at a time. First got to see if the price can get up above that area right there. But all in all, anyway, look at it. Nice movement here. Now it's just a question of can the price continue to build upon some, some of these higher lows that it's getting and make a push to the upside. So I think Thursday is going to be very interesting. Next one here, NVDA, have a nice mover, in the sense of, creating let me take a step back. It's all about perspective. A nice mover if you are somebody that was buying at that support right there because you got a nice bounce. Not a nice mover if you're somebody that bought right there and wanted to buy and sell within 2 minutes. But overall, nice mover in the sense of it did recover nicely off the 200 period moving average. It's maintaining those gains, which is where I want to put into an area where we say, hey Clay, what would make this chart look the best moving forward? And that would be if the price can continue to stay in respect up above this 130.30 mark. You can see once, twice, 3 times price was drawn around that area and it held strong. So good to see that the price was able to and continue to respect that level. Now, if the price falls below there, is at the end of the road? It's not, because again, you still have that pink line right there, which again did a good job of holding strong there. But if the price goes and breaks down through that pink line, that would be an indicator that the bears are starting to take back over and make a strong push to the downside. In the very near term, keep an eye on that purple line there as that initial area of resistance. And then just from an overarching trend line standpoint, got to think price. Several people have thrown that trend line into play. So keep an eye on that moving forward. But all in all, just a bit of a pullback here. The price is still respecting key areas of support. So that's definitely what matters most. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering very soon. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use. Or if you're watching at my website, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can use to sign up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. Next one here, BBAI, and very, very solid day. It is broken, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched past videos, but if you have, you know that I've been talking about that red line there as resistance, but the price came up here earlier on in the day, broke through it, so that's a very impressive sign of strength right there, especially when you consider that the chart actually gapped down today and was all the way there. So not only did it recover from the gap, it got all the way up to that resistance and broke through it. So truly very, very impressive day on this one. That's where the first update comes into play, which is just based on the rule that when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So best case scenario, what would make the chart look the strongest would be staying above $9.30. But even if the price doesn't quite hold above it, not the end of the world, you still have that purple line there. That would then be a secondary area of support. In terms of areas of resistance, what I'm very curious about now is this area of resistance right there, that trend line. So keep an eye on that moving forward, and we'll see if the price can push up through there or not. But anyway, look at it. Very, very impressive day, given the gap down and given how well it recovered. So much so that it broke up through that area of resistance. Next one here, SMCI, and overall, the chart is doing just fine. A little bit of perspective goes into I'm going to get rid of that level. I mean, if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 7 minutes, well then yes, from that perspective, the chart is not doing very well at all. But if you care about things from the bigger picture point of view, even with the pullback here, the price still has plenty of opportunities to build higher bases. And the easiest way to, kind of just visualize that is that the price is still doing a great job of staying up above that purple line there, 50 period moving average, which you can see right here has, had an upward slope to it. And as long as the price stays above there, then as far as I'm concerned, the chart is perfectly healthy. Now, even if the price drops below that level, not the end of the world. Next level of support after that would be down here around the previous breakout point right there at about $37. So especially if there's a high volume break of that purple line, I don't think anybody would be shocked to see the price then go down to 37. But 37, even if the price were to be there, that would still, the chart would still be at a much higher low than where it was, not that long ago. In terms of areas of resistance, yes, you have these areas up here, but I'm going to go ahead and actually get rid of these ones so we don't have clutter and lines all over the place. In the nearer term now, I think the more relevant area of resistance would be that trend line right there, so keep an eye on that. But all in all, the uptrend remains in the bulls' favor. Next one, AIFF. Talked about this one in yesterday's video. We had this bull pennant pattern, got the break up through there, but now we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So let's just get it drawn right into play. And it's always a good thing, assuming you're bullish, when bull pennants continue to form one after another. So there's our top part of the bull pennant. here is the bottom part. And then just to make it easier to see, because I can't help myself, let's keep it one color. So there's our resistance, there's our support, there's the move up, there's the golf hole down here. So we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. And like I said, going into the day, we had that bull pennant right there. So one bull pennant after another, always a good thing. Now, as always, that's no guarantee. So I'm not saying another bull pennant is going to form where it explodes upwards and then does something like that again. But the uptrend is strong. The uptrend is still fully intact. So yeah, let's see if Thursday can create another bull pennant. Next one here, TSLL. Nice bounce on the day today, although I will say the last 30 minutes here are starting to play out. Does certainly bring about a very valid question. Is this a leading indicator that this is about to roll back over and retest those lows? We'll have to see what happens with it. But from a support standpoint, no need to overcomplicate things. Literally just a question of where did the bleeding finally stop, and that was down there right around the $17 mark. So keep an eye on 17 if this does indeed roll back over. But you also have to admit that this is just one candle, so one candle is not going to make or break a chart in most instances, and certainly not in this one. So it's not like this one candle has wiped everything away. It does serve as a warning flag that maybe the sellers are picking back up pace here, but nonetheless, keep an eye if this does start to curl back around, that the next key overarching level of resistance is going to be that purple line there, 50-period moving average. Looking back here, you can see there's already it having a track record of, pushing down the price. So keep an eye on that if this does recover. But yeah, as of right now, no doubt about it, pretty nasty last 30 minutes here. But like I said, one candle is not going to make or break the chart. But if it does curl back around, then yeah, you're still going to have to worry quite a bit about that purple line, because as you're seeing here, this purple line here has, there's been a couple instances already pointed out that one. But even right there, just even getting within the general vicinity of it, and it's almost like the price is scared of it and then runs away from it. But overall, impressive bounce today. Not so impressive of a final 30 minutes here, but let's see if the price can try to curl back upwards. Next one here, SPGC. We've been talking about bull pennants quite a bit, so I mean, why not throw another one out there for those of you in the world of penny stocks? So I'm going to go through this one a little quicker just because I want to respect your time as much as possible. So there's our area of resistance. Here's our area of support. So resistance, support, nice move up, golf hole down here. Here we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So we have bull pennants from all across the pricing spectrum. So if you're someone that likes bull pennants, yeah, you have a whole lot of choices headed into Thursday. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more, then definitely get signed up for the free class. It'll be very soon, Thursday, February 13th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. And it is truly live. So if you have questions, there will be a quick Q&A at the very end. So I'd be happy to answer any questions that you do have. So make sure you get signed up for that. And then as far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, please do a couple things. Hit that like button, and a super easy and free way to support the channel. Hitting that subscribe button really does help out. So I thank you in advance for doing that. So thanks for watching. Have a good one, and make sure you get signed up for the free class.